What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mevo Multicam Live. My name is Will Kirkpatrick, and I'm a Senior Technical Specialist here at Mevo, and I'm really excited about today's show. I get to go all over Mevo 1.1, Mevo Multicam 1.1, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that I get to show, and a lot of stuff that people have been waiting since the very early betas of the Multicam app for. So really cool, really excited for that. Also, I get to answer all of your questions, so if you have any questions related to Multicam, put those in chat and I'll grab those a little bit later. Yeah, so let's see. Let's talk a little bit about today's setup. We are using 3 Mevo starts. 2 of them are using power over Ethernet adapters, and then the third is using Wi-Fi. For my audio, I am using a Blue microphone. It is the Bluebird, which is why I sound so good. These things are great. And we are also using tons of lighting as well, which is always good. The Mevo responds really well to lots of lights. And then for controlling everything, it's being done on the iPad Pro. And there you go. There you saw a couple of brand new features right there, but I get to show you using this third Mevo. This is the iPad Pro, and right off the bat you can see that we have now a native iPad app. It's taking up the entire screen. We no longer have the bars on the side, so it's really cool, really exciting to have that. And of course, you might have noticed we also have the transition, a nice wipe to the side there. That's our third Mevo on Wi-Fi. And yeah, so we'll jump back to the main camera real quick. So if you're new to the Multicam app or to the Multicam show, welcome. The Multicam app is all about connecting multiple Mevos, whether it's first gen Mevo Plus or Mevo Start, to do either streaming or recording using a single broadcast or a single recording. You can also do ISO recording as well as recording directly to your device, to your iPad, your phone, Android tablet, whatever it is. So that's actually another great feature that I really like a lot. Let's jump into that really quickly. So as you can see, you can stream to all of your regular destinations by pressing the live button. You can get kind of a summary of your stream duration, stream bitrate, input bitrate, as well as free space left on the device. And then if you jump into recording, like I was mentioning before, you can see that you can do record to device, which is great if you want to share that video out really quickly to social networks, via email to friends, etc. And then you can also do ISO recording, and ISO recording is great because it records what each Mevo is seeing the entire time, whether it's being used and actively switched to or not. And so it'll be recording the view the entire time, so no matter what happens, you have it captured on film. So this is great for sports, for games, podcasts, anything where you don't know exactly what's going to be happening ahead of time, and so you'll always have that captured. So I'm always a big fan of the ISO recording feature, and I love to talk about it. If you notice, we also did a bunch of graphics up front, and these graphics are done using PNGs, and I like to use PNGs because you can add that nice transparency effect and have kind of shaders added to make your objects really pop and look really good. But you can do all sorts of stuff with the graphics feature. And I often mention that you can do it with Photoshop, but yes, Photoshop is definitely an expensive option. So you can actually use Google Drawing for free, and this was brought to my attention by one of our genius engineers. And yeah, so that's a great free way to do transparent graphics for your multicam streams. All right, let's jump in. Looks like we've got a couple of questions. So Chris says, pumped for this, new transitions, iPad layout. Yeah, we've got actually a ton of transitions that we're adding. So I'll show you those in a second. Ben Beckner says, still not landscape layout though. Very true, not landscape just yet. but we really like doing the full screen iPad. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction for you, and maybe we can add landscape in the future. Rob says, is the lumpy bumpy manual zoom fixed or to be fixed? Compared to the Mevo 2.0 app, the zoom is very jittery. You know, I haven't noticed a jittery zoom, but it sounds like you might have not a lot of RAM on your device. Well, we can play around with that right now, actually. All right, so I'm going to open up this camera zoom. This is a great view from the office to look at New York City from Brooklyn. And then I'll just do a tap over here. We'll do a slow transition. So yeah, that looks pretty smooth to me, but if you're seeing something else, definitely reach out in a ticket and we'll talk one-on-one and see if we can figure out what exactly is causing that jitteriness that you're experiencing. So thanks for reaching out, and looking forward to talking to you about that. All right, so jumping back into the app, I talked about the iPad format and talked a little bit about the graphics. Let's jump into that really quickly. So obviously I've got my graphic that I used at the starting screen. This is a nice just PNG graphic of the Multicam icon, and then I used text that I added on top of the graphic. So this is a great feature in Multicam. Not only can you have these graphics ready and easily switchable, but you can also add text and edit text on top of the graphics. So this is great, especially if you're doing sports or even something like news updates, because like you can have this scoreboard, for example, and then I can tap the three dots, hit edit, and quickly just change the score just like that. So it's really nice to have that edit feature. Let me disable that, and then let's jump into some new stuff, because I know that that's what you guys are excited about. So transition type, as you can see, lots of new transition types. So we've got, of course, cut and crossfade, which we've had for a while. Now we have slide, edge wipe, and dip to color. So not only can you use these, but you can also have them very customizable. So you can adjust the duration, the direction, reverse direction, flip-flop. Edge wipe has a lot of other options as well. You can adjust the feathering, so the amount that it's kind of halfway on each camera. So I'll show you. So with a lot of feathering, it shows more transparency, and with less, then it shows less transparency. So that's edge wipe. Let's go to slide. I'll increase the duration. And now you can have one camera slide into the other shot, which is kind of a cool effect. And all of these are really to be able to customize your stream so that it is more unique, more engaging, and more just fitting the tone that you want it to have. So let's go back in, let's do dip to color. Increase this a little bit, and then change the color. Let's do a blue. And so now, when I switch to the other camera, it'll quickly go to that color that you've selected and then into that other camera. So now you can do all of these great customizations and really do some cool stuff with your stream. Let's see, we've got a question from Chris Brown saying, I use my Mevo for travel baseball with headsets plugged directly into the iPad. With that said, is there audio input to the iPad, again, like the Mevo single cam app? So no, this is not in the Multicam app yet. You can take audio and you can go into the Mevo Start 3.5mm TRS. You can use the USB-C input. You can also do Mevo mic as well. So there are lots and lots of options available to you, but specifically coming from the device is not yet in the Multicam app. But thank you for that question. All right, let's see. Let's change my transition here. Let's do cut. So if you'll also notice, we have adjusted the auto director menu title. It was camera assistant, but now it is back to auto director. And if you don't know about auto director is really cool because it does all the switching for you. It does it all automatically. So if I turn this on, I can set up to 2 preferred shots. Say I want this center shot and this overhead shot. And then down at the bottom, I can adjust the duration between the time each camera switches to the other camera. So let's say I do that all the way to the bottom. And this is great if you have a small crew. Maybe you have just you and you don't have other people that can control the stream. Maybe it is a sports stream and you're the coach and you don't have time to coach as well as switch the cameras. So as you can see, it's switching it automatically every 3 seconds like I set it to. And the great thing about this is that it keeps that stream dynamic and engaging, which I always talk about because it really is like the main idea behind live streaming, is that you want people to be engaged and watching the whole time. You want to make it entertaining for them and retain those viewers. All right, let me turn that off. So let's see, back over to the app. We've got crop settings as usual. This can adjust the maximum zoom. A lot of people have asked questions about this in tickets, and this is how you would control the zoom levels. Camera input quality as well as video source latency helps you control the internal bandwidth. That's the bandwidth in your network. So if you have a lot going on your network like we do, I like to put it on high latency because we've got, about like 20 Mevo cameras on this network. And then in terms of camera input quality, it's the same idea. It depends what kind of network you have, how many Mevos, how many computers, how many people. But if you can obviously go a higher resolution, then that's going to be a prettier screen or stream. And then camera input quality, just so that you know, is not what you're streaming out. It is what the cameras are streaming to the Multicam app. All right. So another thing that I just brought up last week was that I saw some posts that people wanted to see chat while using the Multicam app, but they couldn't switch out of the Multicam app on iOS because that closes the stream. So you can actually get around that by swiping up from the bottom. It's important that you don't swipe up from the center because that will close the app. If you swipe up from the side, this will show you your quick launch bar, and then you can use Safari or the specific app that you're using to stream. So if I did YouTube, I can quickly pull that up and I can see the chat from the stream there, and that does not affect the Multicam app at all. Cool. All right, we've got some more questions. Keep it going. A wireless webcam option. We're playing around with a lot of different ideas, so it's definitely something that you'll probably see in the future. So thanks for that question. Ben Beckner says, when is the update available, or are you just going to keep teasing us? I like to do a little bit of both. Kind of tease you a little bit about what's going on, and then get you really psyched, because it is coming very soon. I can't tell you exactly when, but extremely soon. Sooner than you probably think. I promise you that. Chris Carson says, love the latency controls. Wish they were customizable to an actual period of time when in heavy environments. Interesting. I like that. I like the idea of having more customization and more control over the stream latency. So yeah, hopefully we can add that in the future, but definitely a good suggestion. Let's see. So it looks like we had a little bit of a freeze when I was answering Farah's question, so let me answer that again. So if you want to use the Multicam app with Zoom, right now there's no really easy way to do that. You can do that by streaming from custom RTMP to an RTMP server on your computer, using OBS and then a virtual cam into Zoom. So that is the only way right now that you could do that. But we are looking into other options like NDI and wireless webcam from the Multicam app into the computer, so you can easily use more than one Mevo for your Zoom calls. So that's definitely something that we're looking into. And yeah, hopefully we can bring that very soon. So thanks for those questions. Thanks for those comments and the feedback. It's always really good. The developers and the whole team watches our shows. And so all of your feedback and input and any problems you're having or questions you're having, it all goes to them as well. So that is why your feedback and greatest that we're working on. And Thursday, let's see. So let me talk about the schedule again. It looks like we're having a little bit of issues with our network at the moment. But Tuesday's show is Ask Mevo Anything with Joe, and he answers all of your Mevo questions. Wednesday's show is the Multicam show, and I get to show you everything that we're working on with Multicam, as well as answering any questions that you may have. And then Thursday's show is Mevo Live, and it's either Joe and I or Joe and Joseph and I. And we've been enjoying doing all three of us on that show recently. And then Friday, we've got our audio show, and Joseph goes in very, very intense detail all about all the great ways you can bring audio into your Mevo streams and recordings. And again, they're all 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can catch them all on YouTube. If you missed the live show, we've got a great archive there. All right, so let's see. Last but not least, I do want to mention that we now have a help section, help.mevo.com, all about Multicam. We are building our library, and yeah, we're getting more and more in depth with our articles, so you can check out those anytime, help.mevo.com. Then we have, of course, the referral program, which we talk about all the time. And the referral program is really cool. That's why we talk about it all the time. And it is, if you refer a friend, family member, or a stranger that comes up to you wanting to know what camera you're using to purchase a Mevo on Mevo.com, you will save them 5%, and then you will get 5% commission. So it's really a really cool setup, and I'm glad that we have it. And you can find that at mevo.com/referral. And then, of course, we have the Mevo Start 3-pack back in stock, and these sell super fast. It's a really good deal. 3 Mevo Starts for $9.99, and that is on Mevo.com. And like I said, they go very, very quick, and so I really recommend, if you're interested in picking one up, to do that very soon. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thanks for all the questions. I hope you're excited for Mevo Multicam 1.1. It's going to be out very, very, very soon. So I'm excited for you to see that, and I will see you next week at 2 p.m. and tomorrow, 2 p.m. See you later.